Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... So I saw a post today on the Super Pops Gacha fan server that we have that said that today what is the 4th anniversary of Jazz Pops, or at least it is on my time zone. I'm pretty sure that by the time that I know that Eli is here right now, that it's already passed because the message came from yesterday for me, but the actual official date seems to be today. Not only that, but also 2 years ago, for the 2nd anniversary, is when we actually started to react to Jazz Pops itself. Episode 1 was something that we actually looked at exactly 2 years ago, and now the show is twice that old. And it's we still haven't finished, obviously. The journey is still ongoing, but I thought that today, as well as looking forward, we also should look back and remember just exactly how far we actually came. And so, first of all, congratulations to Eli for 4 years of the show. I know that it's not still airing, but it's still around. So, and of course, the fan-chise is still going strong. So that's of course another commendable thing. So basically that. We're not going to entertain ourselves too much because apparently, everyone seems to be only here for a short time, at least right now. So I guess we'll get started. This is the beginning of season 4, I suppose. Season 4, Cats Galore. That's right. I didn't put the title on the episode today, but yeah, that's where we're starting from. New intro as well. I think it's the oldest watchable franchise pop series. Yes, that is true because I remember when I started. I talked about stuff like like sweet pops and sugar pops and also disco pops, which was obviously like much later. But yeah, the fact that this was the one that is still around, because those ones, as is the case, have been lost to time, quite unfortunately. But there you go. I mean, even disco pops itself has been lost to time. That was another tragedy of circumstance. And once again became part of the archive list that is Gacha Review these days. But this one is still around, so if you want to check out the first episode again, it's the second link in the description. The first link is this episode that we're going to watch right now. So without further ado, let's on with the review. Season 4. I was trying to make a rhyme with season 4. It didn't work. Without delaying any more, let's begin season 4. That's the one. So we've got everyone now has like a proper. Hold on, Caitlyn/Water. We lost the whole like alliteration connection for a second there, because like it starts off. Hold on, I'll go back in. Yeah, so we've got Elizabeth Ebony. Yep. Mary Melody. Yep. Emma Earth. Emmy Eagle. And then we have Caitlyn Water. It's like so close. So if people don't know, one of the things that they do in the original series, actually, that I can say now, because I remember that Eli told me to check out the original series in the comments of the first episode. Now I can say for certain that the one thing they do is they have alliteration for the characters' names. So you have like Chloe Cosmic Pop, Emma Electric Pop, Electropop, etc., etc. So Camilla Crystal Pop, the one I always forget for some reason. I don't know why, it just happens. But yeah, basically all of them have that connection. So yeah, that's why I was like, well, I mean, now that we actually see close up that there's a difference here. Also, I like how Caitlyn in this form kind of reminds me of Caitlyn from My Street. another interesting connection. I know that wasn't deliberate, but Water used to be Kit. Oh, Caitlyn Kitty. Okay, right. I see. And then N for Winter. I said this before, but having like Emma, Emmy, and N, well, not together, but there's a lot of characters that all were roughly named the same. And then I realized that they were based off real people. Apparently, Emma and Emmy are siblings, which is interesting. I'm not sure if they're siblings in real life or whether or not they're the two friends that made the two of them decide to be sisters in the series. Because I know that I used to do that with one of my friends, the one that I stayed with in Madrid a few days ago. In fact, a lot of the time we would actually roleplay as twins, for example. So I don't know what the connection is there necessarily. Oh, they're sisters IRL. Okay, interesting naming convention then for the siblings. Because I mean, yes, obviously there's a lot of siblings that have very similar names out there, but that is definitely straddling a fine line there. Anyway. Rosalie for Rose, which it makes me feel better for Priscilla Pasodoble being the worst cover name in the fan-chise history, because I didn't realize at the time how the Pops naming convention worked when I suggested that one to Johnny. So there we go. And now we have actual Sugar Pop in here rather than the inspired by Sugar Pops thing or whatever that was. There's Melody and L. Okay. Welcome back, N. I forgot what. Why I say? Well, no, I guess because Winter Pop obviously had a stint in the Blues Pop season 2. So now we have. I guess that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay. Should have made an intro with me in it. Actually, you've done the same thing. Obviously, Tam's in Tree Pop. That also would have worked technically. Although. It does seem like Tree Pop, the character, has now got her own Pops group at long last. Actually, after 4 seasons of solo work, I suppose, or nearly 4 seasons, because obviously episode 10 is still yet to be completed. Anyways, we've missed you a lot. Aw, thank you, everyone. I'm so glad to be back home. I had quite an adventure. Yes, you did, actually. And anticlimaxes aside, I did enjoy the setup of the whole of the latter half of Blues Pop season 2. I feel like actually, yeah, I said this before, but it seems like at least in the early days, Eli seemed to thrive on the continuous stories, basically, like the adventure-based ones, more so than the episodic, the episodic ones where where the typical situation of like, oh yes, one of the bunglers / Star Tribe or whoever was attacking the people. I don't know why. It seems that those ones blended better back in the day. Now, of course, with Ballet Pops, there is a balance between the two of them, and thus the adventures are self-contained to 1, if not 2, episodes. And they're still great. Anyway, as we heard, did you have fun, though? I did, apart from the time I had to swim across like an entire ocean off-screen. That was a true challenge. Other than that, I had fun. I like overarching storylines. Yeah, fair enough. This episode was scripted with Mary and Caitlin and Johnny. I think I can't remember easily. It probably says in the description. Let's see. If you're just in the movie... Oh, wait, no. That's... Sorry, I'm looking at episode 1. Of season 1, I mean. All the way down here. I've got the full chronological playlist up. Okay, here we go. Speaking of Ballet Pops, I like how the Ballet Pops finale is the thing that comes in before the Jazz Pops. It's episode 1. It's like a, full circle, basically, at the moment. Anyways, so... No, it doesn't actually say. It does say that they will decide to get cats, and there seems to be an imposter, apparently. Interesting. We've got, does that mean that Professor McGonagall is going to show up in here? Oh my goodness. R.I.P. Maggie Smith. Anyway, I made my Tree Pops adventures, but I made a list of episodes that will be coming out. Okay, fair enough then. It seems that Johnny's also looking for ideas for episodes. I wasn't sure what to say. It's interesting, because yeah, like a lot of people used to suggest to Johnny like ideas in the comments for like future episodes and such. But yeah, not really sure. I have to consider, especially for Weather Pops now, but also for another Pops project I might have cooking in the background now, depending on what actually happens. Need to think of some episodic some episodic plot lines as well for my sake. So you never know. Okay. That's good to hear, and as a welcome back gift, we decided to do something. What is it? We're giving you free coupons for a lifetime at your favorite restaurant. Oh, restaurant? My favorite restaurant? The one that everyone knows exactly which one it is. Now they're probably going to say it. Oh, never mind. Okay. That wasn't what we were doing. Well, say it with me, everyone. Classic Earth Pop. Which is also a meme that is now approaching 2 years old. I forgot if I said that in the first episode or not. I probably did, to be honest. I didn't set off this stuff quite early. I remember also that Eli mentioned that obviously the real life Emma doesn't know that she's been a meme for 2 years now. So I eagerly await the day where where the real life Earth Pop makes a return and is like, what the heck has happened to this character? Not really the character so much as like as the memory of the character, I think. That yeah, pretty much. Although this video was made in May 2022. I guess yeah, that was before we started reacting to this. I'm not sure if Jazz Pops concluded before the whole review series started. If that's the case, then it would be the only pop series to I think to have wrapped up. Oh wait, no, actually, I guess Blues Pops as well. That and Blues Pops are the ones wrapped up before that event happened. Because otherwise, I was very much continuing this as I went along. And if you notice from like more modern projects in the Pops fan-chise, that after I started reviewing them, there is a very clear difference between like some of the ways that like certain like characters or plot points are handled that is very clearly like a reference to reference directly to back to me and to like the reviews and everything. Which is quite something. I guess also the designs too, because a lot of people came on here and talked about the designs and wanted to like make adaptations and improve versions of the designs. That's also a thing. I don't know. It's been quite the journey, is ultimately what I'm saying. Anyway, that wasn't what we were doing, apparently. Well, if I ever go on a mission away from home, can that be my welcome back gift? I won't say it again. We've done it once. Anyway, maybe, but First Majesty would have to give you a mission. That is something that obviously is a difference between like the gacha versions of this and like the original Totally TV series. Because in Totally TV, there were quite a few times where, for example, they would say something like, "Oh yes, well, Peyton's off learning to be the princess of Vendelia," or I really hope that Crystal Pop is having the best of luck on her mission, on a secret mission, and such. And sometimes they would work that into the actual story. And I'm pretty sure the reason behind that was because some of the actors weren't around. They had other contracts or commitments, or they just were sick or whatever had happened. And I know that one of them left as well, so they never end up returning, to my knowledge. But of course, with the gacha series, you don't have that issue because it's just the gacha character. In fact, most of them aren't even voice actors, so you won't even have the issue of trying to work around voice actors, even if you decide not to, replace the voices. Especially if they're based on real people, that probably would be the case. So yeah, I guess it's something that's is missing out. It's not that saying that's a bad thing or not. It's just that it's going to be a little bit unlikely that you're going to have solo missions as the Gacha characters that they are as a result of that. So sorry, Earth Pop, you are probably out of luck here. Anyway, the welcome back is that we're all getting cats. It's a gift for all of us, not just you. Even though some of us already have some. I presume in real life as well. What? That's so cool! Here you go. But I'm glad that you returned from your interdimensional mission. Your reward is you get to be responsible for an animal's life! Yay! Your reward is chores! Yep, we're going tomorrow. And there's the answer to that. Oh yes, also people have forgotten. Yeah, the villains in general know who the Jazz Pops are now because they got discovered in the last season, I believe. And I guess now they know exactly where they live as well, which makes things more complicated, especially. So, Miss Winterpop is back from her adventures. And she and her blues pop group took away my powers. But she'll never take away my love for cats! Oh, Cancer, she's the prettiest girl in the world. Okay, I forgot if that was established or not. That might be new information. That's nothing that happened in the source material towards like season 4 time. Is that they a lot of the villains seem to start to fall in love with each other. That was an interesting tangent there. And yes, I have finally started to watch season 4, so you know, I've actually gotten up to the point where the K-pops and the Latin pops got introduced. So yeah, I've been past the times of you know, Disruptors, Crushers, or you know, Steve the Dragon, for example. Things like that. Anyway, also including me, which I'm not going to further detail. Well, it's not really much of a solo mission if it's in group, but fair enough. I guess that's something. Oh, we scripted it in Adopt Me in Roblox. I think I have screenshots of us working on it. Not the best scripting I know, but it is what it is. Well, if you have those screenshots and you want me to put them on the screen right now for people to see, then you know, please do send them over. But that's definitely an interesting establishment. I guess that makes sense to why you were, you know, adopting cats. I know that Adopt Me is usually for human characters, I think, but you know, it's close enough. It's something. Anyway, stop getting sidetracked, Leo. I hear they're getting cats tomorrow. Well, yeah, because you were there. We saw that you heard that. You don't need to repeat that. Alright, well, enjoy whatever it is that you're doing, Tree Pop. Thanks for stopping by. And I know how to get my revenge. First, steal, I didn't even borrow Celestia's spellbook. I'm guessing you can probably just ask her for it, right? I mean, you know, if everyone's out of powers, they probably would all need it, I assume. Second, I turn myself into a cat and go to the adoption center. Then they'll just have to adopt me. And then I get all of the Jazz Pop's secrets. The Zodex may have been defeated, but with the vast knowledge I'll gain, no one will. Defeat the Star Tribe, that is. I was about to say that wasn't a full sentence, but I guess, you know, he noticed. There you go. There was some elements of, you know, being more aware that Eli introduced here. Alright. Listen to call maybe with every other beat removed. Oh geez, that sounds like torture. Oh hey, and Prism's here as well. Wow, we just got like a surge of 2 people. There you go. Perfect. It's like the Hydra today. Tree Pop leaves and suddenly 2 people show up. Alright then. Oh, Leo, you've done it again. Your genius is too much sometimes. Anyway, on with the plan. The next day. I guess this is the, oh, there we go. We're here at the adoption center. I was about to say, it doesn't look a bit like the adoption center, but I guess it's the reception area. Okay. Let's go in. Okay, so, you know something, today, actually, in class, because one of the, year groups is learning about, like, physical descriptions of people, so, you know, I, being the crazy person that I am, decided that it was a good idea that, in order for them to practice, I would get them to tell me descriptions for a gacha character, and I would make the character in front of them, basically, so that, you know, their combined description powers would come to life. So I hooked up one of my laptops to the projector screen in the class, and you know, spent a while going around to try and hear what they were saying, although they were all shouting over each other. And that's the reason that one of the students today actually asked me what the app was called, and actually decided to download Gacha Club herself. So who knows? She probably was working on that earlier today. But one thing the reason I bring that up now is because I said in that class that the pets in Gacha are basically useless most of the time, because they're like, well, first of all, I mean, I didn't say why, but you can't really customize them or anything. In this episode, yeah, it seems like there's a way to get an actual function or functionality out of them. Although I do wonder how that's going to continue, actually, because I know that when a lot of magical girls series introduce animal mascots as a gimmick, you know, like think of like Winx Club season 4, for example, and more often than not, they tend to get very underutilized, or they just like derail the actual episodes. So I'm wondering if these cats are going to stay around, or if there's going to be some issue. Who knows? That's for like the rest of the season. I don't mean like this episode today. Ah, all of them are so cute. I know, right? Wait, look over there. You can see their names. Weird placement for their names, but okay, sure. You're right. Looks like the one is called Adrian. I'm going to get that one. A cat called Adrian. Why not Plag while you're at it? You know. Okay. In all fairness, actually, I remember that in Mystic Hills, the original version of the series, Mania had a cat who was also called Adrian, who turned out to be sentient, and was also, like, you know, able to turn into a human, and that was like the guide in all of the hunting mystics, and, you know, blah 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 blah. So so you know, not the only connection to make there, I suppose. But yeah, Adrian the cat, fair enough. Also, show don't tell, show don't tell. This is the oldest gacha trope, and I'm happy it's not done here. Is the oddest not the oldest, the oddest gacha trope. Yeah, I haven't seen that in too many gachas. Obviously, Ghost Girl is the biggest example I can think of that we have been exposed to, but yeah. I can see why it's done, because that's the only way to have the characters customizable. But yeah, until Gacha Life 2, where you could actually make people's heads look generally like animals, it was not a good idea. Yeah. There's the ages. One of my favorite gachas did that. Oh, okay. You know, I wonder if there's like you know how you can look up like the popularity of different names, like, you know, like based on like every year. I wonder if like there was a spike of like 9 years ago or so for like the name Adrian as a cat. I wonder. I've seen it before. Never want to. Yeah, fair enough. Good. Unless you watch Ghost Girl, you know, stay away from that trope, basically. Oh, and there are siblings called Cookie and Muffin. Okay, pet names I can see why there's like a why they have more of like a solid connection because that's another common thing I guess. Not that it's something that Aphmau didn't do when naming her dogs in Minecraft Diaries, but then again, another situation where animal mascots didn't end up doing too much ultimately, apart from that one episode where they all became like a team of investigators. Me with a cat named Mittens. Fair enough. I mean, was that was that after an Owl House phase, perchance? I want to watch the Owl House again. That's a good idea, actually. It's been a hot minute. Our cats are called Mango and Honeycomb. Yep, there we go. There we go. Yep. I'm getting Cookie then. I'll just have to not get the food and the cat mixed up. Okay, well, there's new people here, so I gotta say it again. Classic Earth Pop. But also, wow, the idea that she is so food blind that that she would get a live animal and a baked good mixed up. Not the best idea. Classic Earth Pop again. Yep. Like I said, like the reason that classic Earth Pop even came up was because Earth Pop was the only pop back when the series started that had like a very a consistent character trait associated with her, and to some extent that is still true. As far as why am I getting all these notifications now? My phone didn't just turn on or anything. I don't know. I'll check that later. What was I saying? Yeah, so they're still somewhat true to a certain extent, I guess, here, again, apart from season 2, I suppose, but but yeah, it really does, at least it makes the character stand out. So to the future real Earth Pop who finds out about this meme at some point, it came from a place of admiration, okay? All right. Also, if you've never watched Owl House, I would recommend it. I think you would enjoy it. Actually, it's one of the things like generally not like in a so bad it's good type of thing, in a so good it's good type of way. And one is called Leo, and one is called Buzz. Wait, Eli, did you say Leo? I mean, not exactly the best of disguises, but again, I talk about the Clark Kent example. Where if you're not looking for the answer to something, you're not going to find as a person in disguise or whatever it is that is hiding in plain sight. Yes, I did. Why? I'm going to demon spawn on 4 legs and naming him Kiwi. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the demon spawn you need is Fluffy. that's for sure. I guess this is like the one episode that Ghost Kitty isn't here for, and it's the one that has to do with cats as well. Oh wait, never mind. Okay then. Oh wow, okay. I barely realized that one of the cats was moving, actually, just like shuffling back and forth. Oh. That's a good way to do that, actually, because I was thinking that because one of the other issues with the pets characters is that not only can you not customize them, you can't move them the same way that you would with the human characters. So that's another issue with like how do you actually make them walk, and what people prefer like the teleporting method. But yeah, a little bit of like the waddle for a walk cycle. That's a nice touch, because one thing you can do is rotate them. Yeah. That was some clever thinking there. I mean, meow. Did that cat just talk? I think so. I didn't know cats could talk. This is the only thing that shocks you about this. Okay, sure. All right then. Having a talking cat would be useful. Then it can translate for us. Just becomes Meowth from Team Rocket. We'll be able to tell what our cats need. Yes, I can assist you. You will assist us? Yay! Meow. Oh, what did that cat... Oh, sorry, wrong cat. What did that cat just say? He said, pleased to meet you, and could you please do him a favor and buy me chocolates? Okay, I know that chocolate is poisonous to dogs. Is it also poisonous to cats? I don't remember if that's the case or not. It might not be, actually. Although I don't think they would have the same type of sweet tooth as humans would, but that's beside the point. Oh, same cat again. And apple pie. a cat's allowed to have those. Imagine if it's like he's just making it up. Like he doesn't actually speak cat, so he's just making up stuff to seem like a credible source. A true villainous plan here. Last time I checked, cats can't have... There we go. Thank you. I don't remember apple pie, though. Uh-oh. Oh, so he was lying. I was right. Yay. Oh, no. What's wrong? I don't feel so good. I admit that's like a slow transformation, but yeah, of course, with like without like a fade in, it's hard to do that kind of thing. I would have done like a puff of light or something maybe to do that, but there you go. All right. And yes, apparently there we go. Both Eli the character and the real life person have said cats can't in fact have chocolates. All right then. Leo, I knew something was weird about this. It took the cat lying to you about being able to have the food for you to realize, not the fact that a cat could talk, that would have been the giveaway. And also the fact that the cat's name was Leo. Surprise? Why were you trying to trick us into adopting you? Well, for starters, someone here decided it was a good idea to steal my powers. Hey, those Elgin powers weren't supposed to be yours, you know. Yes, but now I have no powers, except for cat-loving powers. You know, that's something at least, okay. Oh, there we go, Ghost Kitty is here! Ah, at last, we were just talking about you before. How is that a proper power? I don't know, it's like the power of friendship. I'm working with what I got here. Anyway, since you somehow defeated me in my flawless plan, I shall see you. I shall see you. Okay, I'm guessing that's another, you know, defeated, that is, or something like that. But before we move on from that, someone defeated my flawless plan. What actually happened there was did the potion just randomly wear off like it got digested or something? Or it's a temporary effect? If so, you know, better increase that dosage next time if you need it for longer. Or I guess like, you know, drink it before they like just before they show up, so that or maybe I have to set up the whole like named Leo thing. I suppose that's also another problem. Now I think about it. What was I saying? Okay, get two doses then. Fair enough. But or was it the case that like after he started lying, it's like, okay, I've been identified as a non-cat, so then the magic cancels out. I'm not sure which one it is actually. Okay, so cats can have apples, but apple pie isn't generally healthier for a cat than it is for us. Cats evolved to consume crazy amounts of stuff that we do, such as cinnamon, lemon juice, etc. Well, alright then. I never thought it would be like healthier for them or anything. But there you go. Sometime in the future. Eventually. With cats. More cats. Yeah, this is kind of going to open now, so I'm just going to leave. Okay, normally I complain about the Zodiacs or any other villain group in general being confronted with the pop groups in question, like just standing there and not actually doing anything, like not initiating like any sort of combat or anything like that. This time, this show, it makes sense this season, because if they don't have powers, then they have no other real possibility other than to try and use their ingenuity. And that's an interesting setup as well. It kind of reminds me almost of Buffy season 6, where for a good long while you had the three antagonists that were just three people who had been wronged by the characters in previous seasons. They had to join up forces, but they were just essentially that they were essentially awkward nerds dabbling in cryptic things beyond their comprehension, pretty much. So and that was a contrast to the season before. They went up against a literal goddess. So that's one thing. But yeah, as far as what was I gonna say? Yeah, but as far as villains having to having been depowered or having no powers at all, and they're going up against astronomical odds like this actually. It's also a classic setup. I mean, essentially that's what Lex Luthor's been doing for ever, essentially. Apart from the rare times where becomes Doomsday in Batman v Superman or whatever. Exceptions apply, but for the most part, that seems to be the case. And it's an interesting idea where it's where, because you get a lot of shows, of course, about how underpowered the good guys are as well, and how they have to use their ingenuity in order to go up against people who are a much bigger threat than they are. And I adore those too. Ultimately, most of the time, I tend to not enjoy the depowered villains thing as much, unless it's a consistent thing that they start to gain more and more power as time goes on, which is probably what will happen here. For the record, I'm not saying it won't. But the reason being that I like the message that if you're clever and creative enough, then you can overpower insurmountable odds. Basically, that's just one of my personal preferences, I think. But yeah, why was supposed to be brought up in a conversation? Yeah, in an episode about cats, there's no reason that you would ever come up in conversation, Ghost Kitty. Anyway, awkward little villain reminds me of the psycho if the main villain in Frigid Fantasy. Oh, fair enough. Maybe watching season 4. Okay, so I've never seen season 4, so this is my first time. I will be going back to watch episode 1 again, just for the sake of being the 4th anniversary, just so to have a trip down memory lane after this. But for now, this is brand new to me. Also, hello, the feline puppeteer as well. Everyone's just coming in for the cats episode. Perfect. Also, I'm concerned with Neo using the Star Tribe as the main villains in the Angel Pops. He asked me questions that are answered in the episodes. I mean, yeah, okay, fair. In all fairness, there are a lot of episodes of Jazz Pops particularly, and something's going to end up being lost to time. It's kind of like how I went back and watched Super Pops again for the first time in about a couple of years, I suppose. Ultimately, fairly recently, and I'd forgotten. I've forgotten quite a few of the smaller details. Basically, obviously you remember the big things who the main bunglers are, what the power sets of the different pops are, things like that. But obviously the minor details what episode that they end up facing up against I guess a mermaid queen they teamed up with very briefly, for example. That was I forgot that happened, and then things like that basically. I don't know. Hadn't ever seen Eagle and Vesta's painting chase scene. Oh, that's a shame. That's one of my favorite scenes in the whole franchise. Oh man, that's a really good one. I think I can see a lot of the episodes. Maybe because that scene you just mentioned is a very memorable one, so that one would stand out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that he just hasn't just forgot about those details. Because again, with something that's been going on for 4 years at this point, it's you're going to get some details in the franchise if you're a part of it. And like I said, the reason that I wanted to eventually way into the franchise once I actually was was I had more context for it, which is why, I guess doing Weather Pops now, for example, is better for me than it would have been quite some time ago. Yeah. If you're gonna use my villains, you gotta know the lore. I can't answer questions, answer anymore. I don't know. Well, that was weird. That was weird, but whatever. There was no time to lose. I gotta find the Princess Zelda in this chilled out groove. Every time someone says that was weird, I just think of that song every time. I like how Starbomb was a new album out, so I've been listening to that new album as well when it gets like music videos attached to it, and despite that, I still think of that first Legend of Zelda song. Anyway, here's my favorite jazz pop scene: 3 to 4 days of tireless work, over 300 screenshots, a beautiful masterpiece. Yeah, I like saying that now rather than like in the description. Like people in the description will put like, oh yeah, screenshot counts, something hundred and something, or 1,000, blah 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 blah, whatever. And it's like, well, I mean, fantastic. I'm glad that you took the time to take all those screenshots, but the video's trash. For example, not saying that that's the case with this one. I just mean in general, people do that for videos, and it's like, well, you're trying to justify what you've done here. Let's see if the story holds up, or the actual, or generally just like anything to do with like the editing or whatever. That's why I never count like the amount of like I guess like screen captures ultimately, because obviously I use like recorded, so it's a bit different for me. I never keep track of that, even though I very easily could. Anyway, at least the stuff that I've edited, not necessarily everyone else. It's like, hey, can you all my editors, please start counting your screenshots for me? It's like, no, I'm not going to do that to you. Anyway, but now that Leo is gone, can we adopt the cats now? Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to feel hungry. Okay, okay, well, first of all, okay, we'll say it one more time, everyone, or together. Classic Earth Pop. But also that implies that Emma is going to want to eat the cats. It's like, can we adopt the cats now? Because I'm hungry. I know that's not what she meant. She's like, can we adopt cats now so we can get food after this? But like, the phrasing of it, jeez. Oh, that is something. That is something else. I like to struggle with lore and fight against part when it meets Blazing Fridge Fantasy, and I've been trying to figure out if normal humans can see Kwamis and Miraculous. Yes, they can. You don't have to, because I mean, if you think about it, you don't have to be like holding a Miraculous in order to see them. The episode Kwami Buster is a very good example of this, by the way, where like Miss Mendeleev has like this whole like crazed phase of trying to capture Kwamis. So clearly she can see them. The thing is that they can't be seen through technology, so like across a video screen or whatever, they can't be seen or heard. That's the difference. But otherwise, yes, if you're like in person, you can by all means see a Kwami. So there you go. Oh, all right then. I guess they. I mean, fair enough. They adopt the cats off screen, and I wonder if they ever show up again. That's going to be the question. So, final thoughts about this episode. I like the way that this is going as far as like villain plans are, where yes they have more information on the Jazz Pops themselves than they ever did before. But now they're unable to act upon said information. That's a great way to even the playing field again after the huge revelation of their identities like last season halfway through. And that's gonna pay dividends for them as well, but also it gives the villains like a different struggle now to continue forward. So yeah, I guessing we're going to see a lot more intellect-based plans, at least as far as the villains are. But then again, a lot of the villains in pop series in general tend to be very stupid. So it's going to be like an actual proper challenge for them. So yeah, I'm very excited about this one, and yeah, like I know there was nothing in the way of combat this time, but like I said before, there doesn't need to be this time because it's not a fair fight anymore. So I do wonder what's going to happen as far as like, potential in the future, like the idea of like musical numbers, or if they ever do decide to use their powers again for whatever reason, whether or not that'll be like the plans have to escalate much further in order to account for that. But for now, at least, well, I guess Celestial still has a spell book, so that's probably going to come back after this. So, that's my proposition. But yeah, ultimately, I don't have too many cons for this one. I guess also there's the usual stuff of the fact that there's so many pops that it's impossible for them all to have like proper lines attached to them. Apart from obviously like N and Emma, because they tend to be like the central focus anyway. Obviously because N has just come back, and Emma because again unique character trait. So I guess that's the only thing, but that's the issue with like the series in general. Just how there are too many pops. In fact, that's the issue I've been mind too with weather pops. In fact, because there were 6 of them, I was like, wow, okay, that's already more than I would have had. Because I said before that if I made like my own pop group, they probably would be like 4, maximum 5, just because like the way that you have to balance out actual characters and such. I think, and that also applies to the original pitch of ballet pops. That was another thing. Oh, my battery's running low. Okay, so I'm going to charge up, and then we're going to, because it's the 4th anniversary, we're going to stay for a bit longer, and we're going to rewatch episode 1, season 1 of the Jazz Pops, just to remind people of, how far we've come, and, get to marvel at the way that it all started. So that's what we're going to do, and I will prepare that right now. And yes, I know that there's a bingo if I want to call mentioning the series. I think I mentioned Weather Pops before, so, it wasn't like I just did that because you showed up. Okay, here we go. Memory lane time. Season 1, episode 1, A Villain Encounter. Alright. Alright, everyone familiar with Moonlights, and now this is why I called them Girl Scouts at the beginning, because the uniforms that they had seemed to, look like that. And I also thought that Elizabeth in this version was like meant to be like their chaperone for whatever reason. That turned out to not be the case. Also, I forgot there was 2 Elizabeths, but they're spelled slightly differently. Interesting. Yep, got the snacks. Emma, is that really for all of us, or just for you? And yeah, classic Earth pop, but like this is where that whole thing started. Well, I thought we were all getting our own snacks. Oh, well, I said you were in charge of... Oh, well, I said you were in charge of snacks. Yeah, it was like, Ashley Catcher-Doyle is in charge of snacks. She's not in charge of the door to the girls' bathroom. If anyone gets that reference. Also, yeah, the visuals was crazy. There was a comment that Eli left after my initial review of this series, where yes, that was I think where she was aware of the issue with that and hated it as a result. Why is Eli the only different one? Well, yeah, I actually don't know. I don't remember the answer to that question actually. That's why I thought she was the chaperone originally. Under 40 wasn't my PFP big anymore. Oh yeah, that's right. I guess that was just a Halloween thing because I didn't change that, so I guess now it's gone back to what it used to be. And I don't know if there is a way to have that show up again in the other way. Unfortunately, man, that's a shame. I barely even noticed that. And baby once more. Yes. All of your babies. Oh my goodness. Never mind, let's just start the movie. half an hour later. Oh, also apparently the movie itself, there was a mention of what the actual movie was. Apparently it wasn't Tangled the movie. I think it was Tangled something, some other something or other. Let me just check. Where are we? Here we go. No, that's the finale of Ballet Pops. Don't want that right now. Okay. Alright, so it's called Tangled Before Ever After. And apparently it's available on Disney Plus. At the time I didn't have Disney Plus, so actually I can watch this now. Although I did just say I want to rewatch The Owl House, so probably not right now, but oh well. There's a chat on live stream. I thought it was like meant to be like a That was meant to be like, that was going to be like a quote or something. Just like one of your bingo cards. Jacob Little's chat. It's like, I don't do that all the time, do I? Okay. Yeah. I'll be referencing. I forgot to put the comments. I forgot to take an actual picture of it, by the way. Of the comment that I got on like the actual review. So let me see if I can actually bring that up now. Yeah, Villain Counter Gacha review. And okay, so yeah, this is one of those things like Ghost Kitty used to like watch stuff while writing and then like make a and then make the a list of things. Because the next comment about after the Mouse move is who Majesty was. So I was a complete newbie when this came out. So there you go. You're at Taffy Taffy now. I don't know. So you got to go. Okay, fair enough then. Bingo Champions question. Jacob question. Yeah, that one is more frequent. Okay. Gotta get your lava lamp working. Oh, I see. All right then. Well, enjoy that. Happy anniversary again, and thank you for stopping by as per usual. We'll have past you take over the commentary of this episode now. Also, Ghost Kitty says I need to figure out because it just know as a miracle box. Maybe doesn't their old holder keep it? It was a miracle box like Master Fu and Ways are. Just to make no other keep with the miracle box. Yeah, well, I mean, that depends if you want to like just have her be like a general holder, like just an actual, or you want to have her be a guardian. Because I remember that in canon they said that that at one point other miraculous boxes existed, but they were all destroyed. They were all consumed by that one center monster that Master Fu created by accident. So I don't know. Guess I have to go to catch my bus. Will be like 10 minutes though. Okay, we'll probably still be here, I imagine. But yeah, anyway, basically what they say that there's meant to be only one that was left. So if you go by the usual law, there should only be one miraculous box. But if you want to, obviously it's your fanfic, so you know you do what you want. Maybe Master Fu was unaware of a different miraculous box that existed. I don't know. You better be. Yeah, bingo. Chat threatens Jacob. There you go. Anyways, so we have like the actual quotes from the movie, of course. I don't know who's talking, so I can't do the impressions, but yeah. Anyway. What is this? Swung at a spiky rock. Wait, what was the line there? Hold on. Oh, just whoa. Okay. Whoa. Wow. Whoa. Wow. They're unbreakable. Want to know the weirdest part? What is it? They're all just like marveling. I like how, again, this is another reason why I thought that Eli was a chaperone originally. Because look at all of them like watching with like childlike wonder and like amazement. And meanwhile you see like Eli in the corner watching them with like their expressions. This is what like adults do. Like they watch like children experience things for like the first time and just like laugh back and think back to when either they themselves did that or just, you know, how innocent the reactions are or anything. So again, it really did seem like it seemed like she was meant to be like a guardian figure of some kind, just based on like it's like just the body language alone. And also the uniforms and the whole Girl Scout thing. who talks to their TV like this. Small children do. I will say that's like as like a tiny child, I also did that. Then again, I still sometimes talk to TV, but only when there's like other people around, like they're like offering commentary. Basically, what I do for these videos, but I just I just like crack jokes in general, watching movies and TV shows and stuff. If no one's around, I'm not gonna like be yelling at it because no one. The whole point is for people to hear and to experience like the thing together. But whatever. But yeah, as a child, that was not the case. I just like talked in general. I blame Dora for that, by the way. I blame Dora for setting me up for that failure of life. Anyway, because Fitch might take place in America, as I'm American, my villains have so far. Then we've got a psychic from Paris, but moved to America. Okay, I mean, obviously, there's the whole miraculous world thing that's happening. That's a good expansion. Honestly, I've considered if I ever made a miraculous series of some kind, I might set it in Madrid, for example, because that obviously that's as the city that I grew up in, and I've visited twice this year, and I seem to like, and I know, and I know very like much the ins and outs of that one. It's still because obviously like Godalming is not like a huge place or anything. So as far as major cities go, Madrid is the one that I know the best by far because it's the only like major city that I have actually properly lived in, apart from I guess well, or that I remember at least, because obviously because like yeah, I at one point lived in Plano, Texas, from the ages of 0 to 2. That barely counts. I guess Raleigh, North Carolina as well, but from 4 to 7. But again, not exactly not exactly the most accurate picture in my mind. We also lived on the outskirts too, so that was also something that barely counted. But yeah, I really do setting me up for that failure in life. Yeah, exactly. J'accuse, Dora. Or should I say, yo acuso, because it's Spanish. When it comes to a distraction, because, well, Americans probably know what today is. Yes, that is true. Right, fine, for distraction, I won't dilly-dally on it. I wasn't sure if that was what time that was happening. But yeah, best of luck to all Americans. That's all I will say about that. We will move on now. As a plan for Matthias, the psychic villain and the holder of the poison dart, Frogmakers, to go to school. Maybe even befriend her, unaware she's a hero. Oh, well. That is interesting. Yeah, I think at one point I was going to have that set up for like a whole like a different superhero thing, like one of the Gacha comics that I was going to make at some point. But yeah. It's a sad day for all Americans. I thought that you like was really implying that we all like knew the results. Like, wait, did I just miss it in general? You wanna know what's gonna happen, right? Okay, all right. You're still working on the Zelda steampunk idea. Yeah, honestly, like a steampunk Zelda game is very, very fitting. I know you're not making a game, but I just mean like if for some reason Nintendo did decide to make a steampunk themed Zelda game, then I would not bat an eye. I would be like, yep, that checks out, of course. At some point, Hyrule's gonna go through like an industrial revolution. I would imagine, right? You would think that's a fantasy world. They would have something similar to that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can definitely imagine that somebody, whether or not it's a new villain or whether it's Ganon again or somebody, that would try to use like the Triforce like a source of infinite power or something. One of the Triforces, I mean. That just like the power like a major city or something, and then you have to deal with like the moral implications of I need to retrieve this Triforce, but also if I do that, then all these people will lose their source of electricity, their livelihoods will be destroyed. I never had this conundrum before. I'm going off the rails here, so you do you. I'm just like, wait a minute, then this and this and this. If Tears of the Kingdom is sort of near technical equipment, that's not all magic, so maybe it's Deepak's next thing to do. Okay, yeah, well there you go. Okay, back to this. Nintendo needs more ethical dilemmas in their major release titles. But obviously they keep things like fairly straightforward. Good versus evil for marketability's sake. But I would love it if there was just one time where there's like actually made every like child that bought their game just question their like actual moral philosophy and standing in life just being like, what do I do? I don't want to play this game anymore. Well, I don't play the game. I was like, I don't know how to win this game. I'm just like, that would be the most hilarious thing ever. Just all of the reviews being like, this is for children? Anyway, I mean, I've Super Fantasy, so Nintendo do it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you must love it a lot because you're doing the whole, doing the whole spin-off thing. So yeah. The question is what would you call it? That's the question. I don't know what general steampunk names you would kind of have. I mean, I guess Gears of Kingdom would be an option. That's too obvious, though. That's too. Maybe something like Gears of Victory, because Victorian period where steampunkers tend to be set. I don't know, whatever. There's no Victorian regime because obviously Zelda's still a thing. I imagine I would have thought, or not. I don't know anything about this. That made me feel it feels like I need to make them mysterious even to me. But then because there's a squirrel miraculous, specifically like a Siberian flying squirrel. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like this, usually like the villains are like some sort of like like wordplay on a on the like on like the specific like miraculous that they possess, as is the case for like well, some of them are just called things like black cat and red fox and ladybug. Some of them have a little bit more of a unique edge to them. It depends. I think my favorite one is actually Hawkmoth in French, because in French he's le papillon, which means which is the I believe that's just the butterfly man. It comes like the papillon, the word for butterfly, and then ombre, which I'm pretty sure is the if my Spanish to French pipeline is correct, it's just man. So yeah, butterfly man is his actual name, but it's like combined, it's like a portmanteau. So that's my favorite pun that they've had, actually. Anyway, I've recorded for my Solidity bug idea is called Nintendo is watching, I think. Yeah, Nintendo is watching Gacha review. Can you imagine? Anyway. So they found the miracle flower that saved your mum. And me. Rapunzel leans in, rocks light up blue. Welcome back, prison. We're still on the disappearing TV and the tangles before ever after. Yeah. You'll set if I let me join. Okay, all right, fine. Yeah, I'll hop on in. Again, I was just spitballing here. You don't have to like actually give spoilers if you don't want to, but I could use the company. So where are you? There you are. It's like a game I play myself every time someone like asks to join the stream. It's like, scrolling. Where's KW? There she is. Anyway. Squirrel Max is to be ironic because squirrels are cute, the villain is not. Never mind, some squirrels will be terrifying. That is true, but also, the same applies to butterflies. I've known people who've been terrified of butterflies in real life, and most of the time people find them to be adorable. And, then on comes the original Miraculous series, and suddenly it's like, everyone's to be scared of butterflies. Or at least one particular type of butterfly, if nothing else. Yeah. Whoa, Majesty, you're blocking the TV! Get out of here! Sorry, ladies, to interrupt your movie, but this is urgent. No, we're just getting exciting! I'm guessing it's like a live TV thing rather than, a thing they can just pause. No one has a remote either, so I'm not sure what they're going to do in this situation. Bear in mind, I haven't muted the video. There is no sound here, so it's not like the movie is still playing in the background. As I said, I'm sorry for interrupting. But I was just monitoring up at the spaceship when Celeste noticed ominous signals. they're coming from the jail again. Also, bear in mind, this, like I said before, this is before I started reviewing the series in general, so of course, Majesty actually seems like much more polite and reasonable here. Whereas the fact that I pointed out all of her, terrible traditions and everything, suddenly it became more of a case like, oh well, we're going to brush over some of the things, but we're going to like make jokes out of them. Which again, I don't mind. It's just like I notice the difference, from like the before versus after I started reviewing things in the franchise. How about if they don't land on me, they get when all bugs stay 100 miles away from me? Yeah, exactly. I think I mentioned this before, but as far as like variety of like miraculous goes, I remember that there are a number of insects, of course, mostly mammals, and like I believe one bird and two reptiles. So yeah, I don't think there were many. That's why I mentioned amphibians at the start. It's like, oh well, as long as if you're covering the entire animal kingdom, you might as well at this point. Anyway, they're coming from the jail again. But now that we have more pops, we are stronger, and you should check them out. So again, this is not like the true origin of the series. It's just like they have started their journey as jazz pops, but they haven't but this is like early days for them. A typical TV pilot almost. It's a proof of concept of the series. This is what you're in for, but not necessarily the origin episode being the first thing. That being said, I don't remember. Bear in mind, again, like I said, it's been a long time. I've been reviewing the series for 2 years. And not consistently. So I don't remember if this is the case, but Eli, if you come back to watch this again, was there ever a Jazz Pops Origins episode? Like I vaguely recall maybe there was something in season 2 where they went like the whole like memory thing. But I could be just misremembering that, so I'm not really sure at all. Or someone else is here, if Josh is popping around, he can probably tell me. I'll monitor you from the spaceship. Just checking something. Okay. Good luck, Pops. May destiny always be on your side. Guess we gotta go then. There we go. The thing I was checking was like, did I send the proper link to KW? Because it's been taking a while. But no, here you go. There she is.
Hi. I went to the bathroom as soon as I sent that message. I didn't think you would send me the link. I was just making
when have I not accepted like a request to come in apart from if it's like the guest list was full?
Okay, fair, but still, I'm just like, he's probably not gonna see it. I'll just use the restroom real quick.
Well, okay then. I guess you're here now. Explain your Zelda steampunk idea.
Okay, so the Zelda steampunk idea is basically using Pathfinder 2nd Edition, which is basically what D&D kind of used before. Like, there was, because so D&D right now has the 5th edition or the 5.5 edition. I don't know. Like, the newest edition,
Yeah, the 2024 edition, then it was 5th edition before that, yeah.
Yeah. And so there was an edition, other editions before that, where it was the 2nd edition, the 3rd edition, and Pathfinder used that edition. So where you use it a lot more, it's actually a bit easier apparently. Like it's still like a technical like system, but it's like a lot less super technical. It's like actually easy to use and stuff like that. And it has like different classes as well, so you could be an alchemist actually. So yeah. So I don't have a plot yet necessary, but I have figured out what races you can use and what classes you can use and stuff. And my friend helped me make a character sheet because I don't know what size to use Pathfinder. I only know D&D Beyond, so I don't really want to look into that much. So I was like, hey, can someone make like a Google Docs of a character sheet? So
Afnal, make my character. Whee!
Basically. But yeah, so but right now the campaign right now is called Legend of Zelda: The Immortal Engine.
Oh, okay. I thought of Mortal Engines immediately, but I was like, I'm not gonna say that because that's too obvious a reference.
Oh no! I didn't realize that. I was just thinking of, hey, engines. Steampunk. Why not? Immortal engine. What if there's an engine that's immortal? Ooh, there we go. Immortal
well, I guess
engine.
that's what I was thinking of. As far as like like the Triforce, like any Triforce would be like a possible infinite source of power if siphoned correctly. So that's
exactly. But yeah, that's the. I'm still figuring out plot wise and stuff like that and monsters, but yeah, I've been finding a lot of resources and devices and stuff like that. So
yeah. So you said that you were finding that you have like found like all the races and classes you could use. Are you using like the different species that are in like actual Zelda games, or do you mean like the ones that are in Pathfinder? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically what you can find, people have make like D&D based editions of like Legend of Zelda and stuff like that. So I found like a one that was for like D&D based. And I was like, okay, maybe I could find some monsters that could link with this, so I could change the stuff like that since we're not using D&D. But then when I was looking at Pathfinder stuff, I saw Legend of Zelda Pathfinder monsters, and I'm like, what?
Oh.
And I click on it,
Okay.
and it's like, here are the monsters you can use in Pathfinder from the Legend of Zelda game. And I was like, looking through it, I was like, oh my god, these are the monsters from the actual game series. And then I started finding ones for races as well. And I was like, I'm taking this. I'm using this as a resource. Since I don't know how to homebrew yet, I'm taking this. I am sorry.
There you go. Well, I mean, look, it's a standard procedure. It's like what I did for Catgirl Island. I found I looked through the homebrew page on D&D Beyond and saw there was like different versions of Meef one. I was like, okay, this one is the most detailed and the best one that's on here, so I will base it off this one. So yeah.
Right.
Well, that sounds interesting. I do know as well that that we've been workshopping a different idea that's also Pops related. That you had.
Well, my brain was fried by then, and I was just thinking of names, and you were asking why. For context, we were talking about like names or whatever, and I said something about Pops. He's like, "Why is that?" I'm like, "I don't know. Maybe we can use sometime in the future do a Pop campaign." And he's like, "That's a good idea." And I was like, "Oh no, maybe I'm my big mouth."
As soon as like someone like activates like the story portion of my brain, it's like, oh wait a minute, this is this could be something.
I was like, oh no, me and big mouth.
Okay, so that's why like I asked you today, like, oh, do you have like any ideas like a theme or something? Like, because I thought, okay, well, if you might have found like an actual suggestion for like something in a brain, like, okay, well, this would be the theme for the Pops, whether or not it would be like a genre of music or a concept for their powers or something. It's like because I came up with ideas like randomly today. It was like, okay, well, I'll mention these if there's not already an idea that's present, because obviously it was obviously not wanting to step on your toes because it was your idea. But then yeah, I guess you seem to enjoy my idea of tabletop Pops in general,
yeah.
which matches.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, this is like, I when I saw your message, I woke up and I saw Jacob message you. I was like, what are you messaging me about me now? And he said, so do you have any ideas about Pops? And I'm like, it's too early in the morning, man.
Yeah, I sent that message when I was at work, but I didn't know when you were gonna see that, so I didn't need like a message like right back immediately. But yeah,
yeah, no, it's fine. I was like, I'll just message him later. Maybe I could come up with ideas when I go back to sleep. So I went back to sleep, and then around 7, I was like, okay, time to message. Nope.
Yeah, I'll message later. No. Yeah. But yeah. Now I hope you can see why that idea like caught on with me so much, because
yeah, no, I love it. It's just more if I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the excitement returned in kind. Yeah. We'll probably be doing that next year for the record for anyone watching this right now because of like KW's like holiday scheduling.
Christmas, you know.
I really, really love Christmas. What do you mean? It's the brain not constantly activated. You know what? That's also fair. Yeah, people just like give you random ideas. Like, okay, how would that work? That's why there's like so many times like Ghost Kitty will mention something in the in the chat, and then just like a random idea of like, okay, that could be an interesting story. This could be like how that's structured. Then like Ghosty writes that down. Because yeah, at some point, if you write for long enough, you just end up like you just like generating like, okay, like you know how this stuff would be able to like take place, maybe like what medium you could actually use, how to take advantage of that. But yeah, I guess that's something that you know, if more people stuck around with the gacha community in general, you would see more of, rather than people doing videos for like, you know, a couple of years in their younger days, in their early days of storytelling in general, and not being able to come back to and elaborate further.
Yeah.
This is why I have a list. I said you have a list. I've shown KW the list. how big is the list? Because Goku's been watching my content for like 4 years.
It's so big. You think you would just stop at the first page? No, you just keep on scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Here's it. Basically, since we brought up like holidays, you know the song. You know, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not fail. I'll tell you why Santa Claus is coming, etc. And one of the lines is he's making a list, checking it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Kitty has a list. Make that thrice.
My story-aimed brain is a deadly device. Okay. Speaking of stories, we should probably get back to this one.
Yeah. Fair.
Even though we've already reviewed it, but whatever. Okay. Guess we gotta go then. Everyone's still there of unmoving smiles. Guess we better go. Okay. Yeah. You all ready? Yep. Jazz Pops can't be defeated. And here we go. Well, this is Gowl. I don't remember why this is that was censored. Just Animal Crossing speech. Oh, that should be a thing. Every time that there should be like a new loose swear censor thing where you just like replace the swear with like an Animal Crossing dialogue.
Oh my god!
Exactly.
Why did you do that? You a piece of
Here's my little gag joke with Majesty. Oh yeah. You never replied to my letters. What, am I still not worthy of your pop power? This is actually kind of interesting. It's like, you know, considering like how many pop groups Majesty has chosen over the years, basically. Yeah, like if it weren't for the fact that in the original series she actually finds people who actually, technically speaking, apparently already have powers, but they just get amplified by the rings, and channeled differently rather than like giving them original powers. So they're not just like random unsuspecting teens, they like actually have abilities in general. But beyond that, if it weren't for that thing, yeah, it would 100%, that would actually be a good setup for, again, story idea. One of the antagonists in a pop series potentially just really wants to join the pops and is getting more and more jaded consistently. Basically the Queen Bee plot from Miraculous, but with extra steps. And probably ends up going like more off the deep end than Chloe did, if that's at all possible. Which, to be fair, with season 5, it really isn't. But whatever. Back when it was an active jail, it was one of the highest security jails. Interesting place to commit a crime in a jail. All right then. It was home to many of the country's worst criminals. It was not a nice place.
Oh no, prison? That's not such a nice place. What in the world? Oh no, it's such a terrible thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much of a shock at all that a prison would be a bad place, but yeah. Also, Melody Pop was white when the suddenly became darker. Wait, what? Hold on. I need to go back and check this. Nope, still. Da-da-da. Oh, okay. Yeah, back to this this part. Like they say they're coming from the jail again. I missed that out. So they were from. They've done this plan before. They decided to return to the scene of the crime, which also happens to be the jail. Oh yeah, she was white for a bit. Oh, whoa! I missed that the first time I reviewed this. Wow, there you go. Well spotted. That's one of those like panicked moments. Was like, okay, fix it. What? For the record, this is how I learned to mask in Gacha as well, because I remember when I was editing Pete for, I think it was the episode 4 or 5 remake of Mutant Girl, and his like brown shirt jacket thing. The only like I filmed like on a red screen because of the blue and the blue and the lights would affect by green and stuff as well. Then I realized, oh no, it became like almost transparent, and I can't fix that. Or can I? And then I looked up ways to like select a portion. Like I knew you could like change the hue of something in Gacha, but then not in Gacha, in Vegas. And then I realized, oh wait a minute, that's I can actually use the same method for like a ton of other things actually. And I haven't looked back since, and I think every video since then has included some form of masking at this at some point. So yeah, technically speaking, yeah, this is the kind of thing that I would fix with masking, but that's, you know, very, very advanced. So most editing softwares I don't think have that.
Oh god, that was scary, to be honest. Not gonna lie.
I mean, they say that when you get scared, you turn pale. I never seen the reverse happen. Anyway, sorry, I was just giving you backstory. Don't worry, it's got nobody in it. I mean, the reason you're here is because you've detected activity, so you're kind of, you would think there would be like someone here. Also, you're superheroes. Yeah, but still, there we go.
Oh no.
There he is. Why? What do we have here? Some new pops, I see. Okay, so yeah, like I said before, this is not their first mission, but they are like new to the field in general. Anyway, Melody L. La, 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 time to teleport into television. Melody L. Ah, we're pale as ghosts. Someone naturally very pale can make this joke, I think. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not pale, and I make the joke, so you go for it. Anyway, yeah, we're the Jazz Pops, and we can't be defeated. Is that so? We will see about that. There's meant to be him laughing. So, who are you? I am Rigel. I am the Vice Master of the Star Tribe. And yes, this is the voice I gave the character 2 years ago. I'm not doing it just because KW's here now.
I can't leave if you want me to! Hold on a second!
I actually checked back, so I remember that I gave Rigel a very specific voice. I was like, oh, okay, I gave him that voice. But by coincidence, that's one of the ones I used to Ashley use sometimes, so I'm just saying, this time was not deliberate. Anyway. The Star Tribe is a league of villains, but we are not here to hurt anyone. Not at the moment. I've had enough of you already. Take this! Missed me. This is, by the way, the thing I keep referencing back to. The fact that in the first episode, Earth Pop becomes the first member of like any of these pop groups, obviously the first episode, but to use one of her powers, and then it very nearly never happens again. Like, not just for her, but it's like anyone in general. Another reason why Earth Pop is a standout character in the series, that she has a unique character trait, and she actually uses her powers in combat at least once.
Right.
Also, the way that like the effect is, like combining the paint effect with the actual warped effect that you can have like in actual Gacha Club. That's some ingenious combination there. Again, which I wish we saw more often after this first episode. I know that I say that, you know, put your best work at the beginning and the end of something. Usually I'm referring to scenes, but that does still apply. Yeah, this situation, it sets up that, yeah, this will draw people in, but then ultimately the rest of it technically wise does not hold up. And I remember that in the comment that Eli sent, that was another thing that got brought up. The story gets worse from there. I hate Season 1 in general, but I pretty much had no clue what I was doing story Gacha-wise. I only just downloaded Gacha then. I was extremely new. Season 2 is the best in my opinion. And I can now I've seen Season 2, I can second that for the most part. Although then again, Season 4 did have a good start. So, yeah. Okay. I forgot how pretty Regel was. It's not a crush, I think, which was pretty. The only crush I've ever had is MCD Lawrence, honestly. I'm pretty, I'd probably erase. Yeah, well, as someone who was also only ever had one fictional crush ever, I can understand that, yeah.
Eh.
Did I not tell you about this?
No, you haven't!
Oh, fair enough then.
But anyways, I think I have to go. My friend wants to hang out with me, so I am going to hang
fair
out
enough.
with
I thought like Kak was like, I must find out who it is. I must get revenge.
Yes, I will hang out with my friend. But anyways,
okay then.
ta-ta. Ta-ta.
Alright. I will get revenge for Seto Kaiba. Okay, bye. I had to get one in right at the end. Okay. But yeah, back to what we were saying, Regel, actually, yeah. So when I reviewed this, Aiden was the guest on the original review, and yeah, he pointed out that this design was the first one that he really enjoyed. Because obviously, the other designs in general, you have... you had like 2 characters with noses, and 2 without. And I said before that Earthpop's the only one to ever have a nose, but if you look back in the first part of the episode, technically, again, I'll go back to the beginning here. Yeah, Mary also has a nose in this form. But as Melody Pop seems to have lost that at some point. I'm not. That was probably like a lost in transit type of thing. I don't think you. I'm not sure if because I know that again. Another thing was mentioned in the comments was the fact that some of the friends made their own designs, which just so happen to look exactly like each other. But there you go. Apart from the noses whole ordeal. So there's a good chance that the real life Mary or Melody Pop or whatever designed this version of herself and then forgot to give that version a nose. But I really don't know. I also love the fact that, you know, we've established that, you know, Earth Pop and Eagle Pop are siblings, and yet they don't have consistent you know, nose inheriting genetics, let's say. But you know, I digress, I suppose. Also same for Ellen Melody. Anyway, there really is no need of that. Or for that. I'm just here to see these new to see who these new pops are in town. That's all I wish to do today. So I'll be off. Ta-ta now, Pops. See you again sometime. Where we won't be so friendly. Au revoir. Phew, at least it's gone now. Yeah, this is one thing where, you know, it sets up the idea of like a future confrontation. And to be fair, with season 1, if people remember, that there was like a general setup of like they were testing the Pops like, general abilities, getting like a read on them as characters. Like I said before, in season 4 they have more information than ever about them, or at least the Zodiacs do. The Star Tribe not so much, but well, I see them too. They were around for when I think their reveal happened. But yeah, in any case, there's still like a consistent like idea that as the more that they continue, the more vulnerable they become, aside from the whole Elogem thing. Which reminds me as well that, despite the Elogem aside, the Star Tribes still have their powers, I believe. They didn't get their powers from the Elogem, it's just the Zodiacs that did. So, gonna be an interesting idea there if they come back in season 4. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so we have 2 episodes today where both times the lack of combat was justified, and even then we still had something. We still had like a single display of power, which back in the day I thought, wow, that was not that much, but honestly, I'll take that over the sheer nothingness from most of the other episodes. Before you realize what the Star Tribe's actual plan was. Sometimes there's a reason behind lack of combat, but it wasn't. Other times you get Blue Spot Season 2 where there's like nothing that happens on screen in the final battle that was set up. But yeah, like these times, in these episodes, it makes sense is what I'm getting at. I would happily go and play Little Friend Dates with Regel. The only man who can steal my heart is a pile of flirty blocks. No referring to Lawrence like that again. A pile of flirty blocks. Not even sure where that came from. Eagle Pop and Popper's siblings. Where we found that out? From the comment on the initial review of this episode of Gacha review. That was one of the things that Eli clarified, and that Elle and Melody are also siblings, which I believe does get addressed in season 2. I think that's mainly because they're based on real life siblings, and. So that was like, okay, we'll just like make that narrative change, because that's what seems to have been what Eli said, even further up sometime before. I was like asking whether or not it was a narrative change or whether that was like actually the real law, like the real life law, and yes, it was. Anyway. Yeah, who is really creeping me out? Same. I like the name of the Star Tribe, but not its members. Or the one member you've met, but yeah. I've always had a thing for astronomy, in case you're wondering. She must be the Queen! A connection to astronomy! Oh my goodness. I don't know if I made that. I probably made that same joke in the first review, but come on, I had to do it again if I did in fact make it the first time. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. All right. I'm so glad that you stayed for that. If people don't get that, that is a reference to Prism series The Guardians, which you can check out, on our channel if you want after this. Yeah, like in that one, there is they have like a mystery in season 1 as to who is the reincarnation of this ancient queen that existed at one point. It's one of the 9 guardians, but they had to decide like, okay, who actually matches the descriptions like of the queen, and there's like one of the things was a connection to astronomy. So you had like a red herring at first, was like, oh, you have like a very obvious astronomical connection, but then afterwards there's like a whole one of my favorite scenes is like there's like the big speech that the person who is the queen, who I won't spoil here if you watch the series, has like a whole like tirade that's like super fast revelation of everything while the visuals are catching up. And I was like, okay, right, now we've established that, can we like get on with the actual thing? And it's like, wow, okay. Oh my goodness, one of the standout scenes for sure. I like sometimes when like big twists are revealed in shows, but they are like paired up with something else that happens. Like for example, one of my favorite things, like in Mermaid Melody, for example, where there is a big twist that there is a character who is connected to like the main villain in like a major way, but it's not properly established why that's the case or how far that connection goes until they sing like a specific song that before that point was only sung by that main villain. And they paired that up with the scene where the two characters, one of whom was like the two like leads, who are romantically involved with each other or were before one of lost their memories, recovers the memories, and they have a proper kiss for the first time in like a whole entire season after the whole memory thing happened. And they paired that moment of satisfaction up with the twist of like the of like the rest of the connections. Like, wow, what one of my favorite episodes for sure, because it hits like the dopamine on two separate levels at the same time. That is genius. Mermaid Melody is one of the best animes of all time, and I will die on that hill. It's also known as Pitchy Pitchy Pitch, if you're wondering. That's, it's got two names. Anyway, but yeah, back to the Guardians. That was also one of my favorite things. Like I said, twist being paired up with something else, and I realized that after I made the Felix twist that I liked the twist being paired up with something else. Or maybe I guess it was sort of always the case because of Through Her Eyes running at the same time. Those two things were paired up together. Similar enough. Anyway, back to Ebony's connection to astronomy. Let's go back home and finish the movie. I want to know what happens after that. Okay, so they did pause it. I'm glad. Alright, so they get to experience the indestructible rocks or the miracle flower, whatever that was. I haven't seen the movie still. But now I can, because I've got the service that will support that. I know what happens, though. Oh, that's why she was not reacting as much as them, because they were all shocked, but she'd already seen the movie. Okay. Again, like I mentioned before, like the body language implied like the whole guardian chaperoning, the young kids thing. But this time, yeah, no, I guess I guess that also checks out after you realize. And again, it's a good attention to detail. The fact that, of course, if you have a character who's like, you don't want to like, change their expression, they've already seen it. That implies like a certain level of actual understanding of, even as early as just downloading Gacha recently. It does plus understanding of like how that would actually play out. Again, fantastic. Anyways, Jazz Pops can't be defeated. I think that's the end. Oh no, we've got. Oh, that's right. We have this, the first appearance of the Clute Master, who in the 2 years since I reviewed the video, I've become the official voice actor for. So here we go. Let's see. Ah, Rigel. I was wondering where you were. I was out to meet the new Jazz Pops. Ebony isn't the only one now. She has new friends. Okay, this I'm confused about. I guess maybe I should have like watched the prologue at some point, but I thought the prologue was like introducing the Jazz Pops. Maybe I should have. Maybe that's something I should look into. Maybe I could maybe do that now at the end, actually. Just briefly watch to see if there's like actual new stuff, or it was just like a sneak peek. She has new friends. It is just as I feared. We shall have to fight against them to know their weaknesses, though. Good point. What do you mean, good point? That was what you implied you were already doing, Rigel. That was like the plan that everyone had. And if we lose, then we have to summon some more troops to our side. Which will be a challenge if you go full attack on them. So that means using everyone we can? Oh yes, but we need careful planning first. Also, did someone forget to pay the electrical bill? I mean, come on, people. I can't be on top of everything in this place. Okay, but really, I'm gonna check to make sure. that implies I just generally missed out on the actual prologue. So if I go to Eli's channel now, and I go to sort by oldest, we have the special announcement, the Jazz Pops. So yeah, we have the special announcement, but we also have oh, I think I get it now. I think I get what this was. So because Ebony Pop was the one introducing everyone, it implied that she was like already the one who existed, and therefore was like the first pop that was recruited. Very similarly, yeah. And of course, in that first episode, we actually also have. You know what? I'm gonna play the prologue for you. I'm gonna play that. Again, there was also like the announcement. I'm just gonna briefly go through that and see if there was something else here. Hey, best friends. Oh, okay. So, oh no. So this was the audition video. Okay. Oh wow, that was that really was ahead of its time, and that was on Halloween as well. Mostly want to make my own pop group that I'm part of as a pop. It's been listed a while. The group would be called the Animal Pops, with a Z. Honestly, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, as like an actual group of pops. I think you mentioned this idea before, actually. Yeah, I mean, why not? It seems like most people here seem to have made themselves self inserts into a pop series, which I can understand. Although now I'm seeing that the idea of like running auditions, I guess that means that that the choice to like include friends was mainly based on the fact that the friends auditioned themselves. Nowadays with pop auditions, you get much more of like just people creating like new characters. Thanks to Johnny, actually. This is where Johnny like evolved the concept, where people will because he popularized the idea of like like original characters being the pops for a new group, and people just making like concepts for characters rather than just like volunteering themselves. I prefer that method personally, because again, when you like base something on real life people, you have to be careful in some ways, or those people like Lee, for example. Like I know that Eli's not in contact with like I don't think any of the original Jazz Pops anymore, unfortunately. And of course, there's other situations like real life people sometimes let you down in a major way. That's also happened with some of the Jazz Pops, not Jazz Pops, but the Blues Pops people, one of them. But yeah, like with characters, you don't have as much of quarrel with that, I suppose. So yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I think the video finished downloading now. So it's in the I section. Introducing the Jazz Pops. I didn't press the import. I just looked on the actual files. That's not. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, we go. Between It's Halloween and Into the Game. I don't know if this is copyright music or not, but we'll see. Who've not paid the electricity bill? You never told me to. I thought it was obvious. When have you ever been obvious? Oh my goodness. Okay, last video for today. This is this is more than 4 years old now. So we've so yeah, this is the exciting news. This was the original. This is the conclusion of the audition video. We have some new Jazz Pops. Yeah, so there we go. That's why it was Ebony first. I'm so excited to meet them. Majesty, teleport them in now, please. Again, actual display of joy through body language. Fantastic. And of course, Earth Pop's the first one to appear. The only important one for now, at least. Yay! You're all finally here! What do you mean, finally? Also, yeah, I guess Elle and Melody were also wiped through teleportation in this one. That's become a consistent thing, apparently. Is this the effect of teleportation that you temporarily lose all pigmentation in your skin? It's good to see you again, Liz. I mean, Ebony. Another consistent thing in Super Pops actually is that they stumble on saying their names at first, and then they gradually get better at not saying their civilian names in pop form, and vice versa. You too, Eagle. And you too as well. A correct use of 2 and 2. Again, love to see that with a gacha tuber. You too, Ebony. Yes, it feels like forever. It feels like forever. Ebony, have you noticed that they seem to have lost melanin? Yes, Earth. You see, Australia's a long way from where we came from. Oh, this was the first major relocation of Pops. But just established that Jazz Pops takes place in Australia. And I'm kinda, well, sorta hungry. Alright, one last one, everyone. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Classic Earth Pop. It really was like a huge thing for season 1 particularly. Because I guess, like, again, that's when you like want to really establish their characters. But that just never changes. It gets downplayed. It's like the neutral joke. It gets downplayed, but it never like goes away completely. Earth. See, even they had the idea. They knew it was a sitcom. They knew what they were doing. Oh. I don't know what happened there. We need to calibrate. Anyway, let's go to my house and get a quick snack. Then we can go around and take a look at things around town. Yay! I've always wanted to see things in Australia. Me too. Well, what are we waiting for then? Let's go! Jazz Pops can't be defeated. And so they gradually become friends, and in true Eli fashion, the videos seem to be like synced to the actual music almost. Fittingly enough. Don't know what might be. I think this is Eli. One of his Kitty Pop name was changed to Water Pop, thinking you want the Kitty Pop title. Maybe. I do know there's also a famous gacha tuber called Kitty Pop Time. So, not to say that I dissuade you or anything. I just know that name has very much been used for something. Anyway, there we go. So that was the final video for today, and yeah, I love seeing how this came back. I'm not gonna like fully like do final thoughts on this one because I did that like 2 years ago. Not with this video particularly. Obviously, there's not much to say about it other than like I love seeing where this came from. Just going back for the origins and realizing that 4 years down the line, it's still it's still bringing us joy. It's still bringing us enjoyment and entertainment and plenty of sources for both admiration and ridicule. And to be honest, you can't really ask for more than that with a pop series. So, well, I guess you can musical accompaniments, but that's another thing. That's one thing I did bring up with KW actually. How are we gonna do like the music aspect in tabletop pops if the idea was like a random spitballing thing? But that's I guess I will bring that up with her and probably anyone else who wants to take part in that after she's talking with her friend. For now, I'm going to go and make myself some dinner and also put on some Owl House because now I want to watch that again for real. So, so there you have it. So for everyone else here, happy anniversary to the Jazz Pops once again. 4 more years. Oh wait, I forgot. Wrong day to say that. Make that joke. Jeez. Good luck to the Americans again. And For everyone else here, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribe if you've done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.